What is up? I like that this room you can actually like cut the music off. So we are here. We have to smash legs. I think I'm gonna take this back old school to like tripod and like whole ass just talking through and shit like that. I think the video, well, this video is gonna start and end here, so it's gonna be a pretty raw leg day, but I'm excited because it's a newer leg day. So basically what I was explaining 2 or 3 videos ago, we are a little over a month at the start of a prep, still undecided on a show. That is to be decided in the very near future, but time frame wise, that's where it puts me at. I am excited. This shit clumps all the time, but yeah. So today is the start of the newer, dude, the sour AF always like clumps, so I just be shoving it in the Gatorade bottle. Start of a new cycle, pretty much. We're starting to gauge it now as we move forward, so I'm super excited there. So we're gonna be starting off with split squats, regular squats, and accessories. I'm gonna figure them out as we get to them, but of course, we're stacking sour AF and sour watermelon pre-essential. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really not gonna lie. So I'm usually the boy that's overly stimmed out on way too much caffeine, like literally enough caffeine to kill a horse. So, but what I have learned, diet's cleaning up a little bit, and by like a little bit, I mean like literally a little bit. I haven't done anything crazy yet, but just mindful of what I'm eating, when I'm eating, timing a little better, etc., etc. But I started noticing like that we got this stuff to this is one of our newest products, so mindfully, of course, I got it. It's the idea of pre-essential is a lower stim pre-workout, kind of for people who are training either at this time or just don't want too much of like the full savage that we have to offer. So if you're kind of looking to avoid all of that shit, then this is probably the pre-workout for you. But I'm kind of using it in a hypocritical way in terms of stacking it with sour AF, and it's usually with creatine. I gotta get more creatine and a pre-workout of my choice. But I'll tell you why, is I learned that I love glycerol. So for those who are unfamiliar with glycerol, it is also in our Pump Squared product, and it is everything. So on top of I believe it's 200 milligrams of Himalayan pink sea salt in the pre-essential Vaughn's pre-workout, the sour AF, which I think is just the regular pre. I don't know if they stack up the same. If they don't, I'll probably just correct it in the video. That has the most glycerol, including, at least from the essential to the Thavage, it has more glycerol. So for me, it's not pink sea salt that I thought it was, or just regular salt that everybody ends up doing. I'm doing this clip and I forgot my Rice Krispies in the car. Fuck. Anyway. Yeah, my body loves glycerol, so I probably should have taken, I didn't take Pump Squared. I don't take pump on a leg day. Do not take pump on a leg day. So I get naturally a bigger pump on glycerol over Himalayan pink sea salt. So if you guys want to try it out, obviously try it out. As always, it's code Yanni on everything and anything. We gotta go warm up and start Bulgarians. So we are just about done with the warm-ups. I grabbed the kettlebell. I think the kettlebell just works a little easier for me. In general, it's just the weight is just evenly distributed. The weight is more predictable. It's more bottom heavy. Fucking see what happens when I'm on pre-workout. We went from 15 pounds, we went 30 pounds, all the way up to 45 pounds with the dumbbell. This is give or take 60, so 32 kilos, 60 to 70 pounds, give or take. Again, we're not really focusing too much on the number here, so much as we're focusing on higher volume and stuff like that. The immediate trade-off from starting, like literally taking pre and working straight to Bulgarians, is my hips and my knees are just so much like, I took my joggers off, but so much better. I'm feeling the lower body just a lot more fluid, a lot more mobile. I did my regular warm-ups, which are just 2 sets of failure to each on the seated hamstring curl, leg extensions, and the hip leave a girl, bad girl. So same exact warm up. The only thing that's different is instead of warming up with the bar and getting ready to start squatting now, we're starting with Bulgarian. So the essence of this stuff, and I'll explain it on each day of said week that I'm explaining it, is now as I transition into the prep, I can now, if I have to eliminate squat for the day, I know I can come in fully and focus on kettlebell Bulgarians, whether it be, depending on how I'm feeling. There's a lot of ways you can optimize it in terms of sets, reps, and weight. You can optimize squats just as well, but again, like a lot more isolation, because I'm thinking in future tense, I'm not gonna have the energy to do anything crazy on squats and stuff like that. But where I'm kind of drawing a line in terms of like optimizing my time into the transition period is I'm gonna be doing this, and now because now my legs are just gonna be that much more fatigued, I'm gonna be going into squats after this. So the time that I do have now, basically pushing the last part of the bulk in terms of like eating and stuff like that, like the little eating frenzy I'm on right now, I'm now using every ounce of energy I have to just pummel my body. And then again, as I start to wean off and lean off the food and stuff like that, I'll either leave the squat completely, which would just right at the end of this set and workout, I'll move into either like a leg press, a leg extension, etc., etc. If that makes sense, that way I can just, it wouldn't be too far off of the program. But in order to optimize what I'm doing now, running into squats right after this, my legs are gonna be so warm, I'm just gonna literally have that much more mind to a muscle connection, and just really be able to concentrate just that much more and optimize the squat and isolate it that much more, as much as I can, giving it to compound movement. So 3 sets here, or I'm gonna fucking throw up. I just noticed I jabbed my lens up. That's sick. I put it in the bag, and then like the tripod, one of the screws is like, this 24 is a tank. Put 2 movements in, you just saw. So I laid over the Bulgarians, which, damn, I told you guys I was gonna squat, but we're not squatting, so there should be no excuse as to why you guys can't follow this. I figured, like, as I was doing leg press, I figured, like, let me give you guys my leg day routine, like, moving forward. If you want to squat, you can squat, but for a lot of people, they're like, oh, I can't squat, when in reality, everybody can squat. You just gotta figure out your mechanics, so it's bullshit. But now that, if you don't want to get out of the way of your own bullshit, here's more bullshit. Bulgarians, 3 sets of 20, super lightweight on the leg press. I think I did 2 plates, constant tension. So the beauty behind the constant tension reps, and I did use knee sleeves because there's a lot of blood circulating and I'm sweating. I'm literally 2 movements in. So you're not locking out at the top and you're not stopping at the bottom. So just be careful, you don't want to bounce. So when you're using knee sleeves, that like added resistance, and also the raw knee sleeves, I don't think they're like anything crazy. They're not like super like SPD or like Inzer or A7 like rating in terms of like that stiffness, so you're okay. This is a little more of like a bodybuilding, like, you know, they have like lever belts and then like weightlifting belts. If there's a comparison, these are like the weightlifter variation to a powerlifting, more strength type of approach. Don't bounce at the bottom, keep it constant. The concept of constant tension, and along with the Bulgarian, so before even squatting, like I said, just stripping it down to basics, consider your foot a tripod. And I told this to Greg, there's a few tips and key phrases I want you to use here. Once I gave it to Greg, everything changed. We were working out one day, so one thing is pull yourself, so even the leg press, pull yourself into the seat, like really, like on any leg extension, leg curl, any machine operated where you're seated, pull yourself in, allow that stability. So when we're in that notion of like using machines and stuff like that, it's easy to kind of handicap yourself. And same thing with like knee sleeves, and like why I squat barefoot or why I do a leg day barefoot. Learning how you're, I mean, I use knee sleeves, but like I've trained without knee sleeves. I just started adding knee sleeves. Learn how to use your body to its ability. So on the Bulgarians, what am I initiating? I want to make sure, 1, I have the mobility, 2, I set up properly, 3, again, the whole tripod stance on your foot. So if it's your heel, your pinky toe, and your big toe, you really want to like grab the floor. Now obviously you can't grab the floor, but like think about your foot, right? If you could just like do that with your toes and really like just grab a solid foundation, that way you're not like moving, you're not like, I don't know, you're not unbalanced, you're not hitting anything you're not supposed to be hitting, you're not getting overly tight, you're not, I mean, because all of that goes into play, because over time, as you compound and do that stuff, like just literally as a domino effect, whether you're doing something correctly or incorrectly, you will reap the benefits you sow, and it's just from day-to-day activities. Same thing with leg press. Before I even start the movement, you see I kind of pull myself in. What I would do, I don't know if I did it in the clip, but if this is the bottom of my foot, I'll literally put the pressure here. So if this is my foot, I'll put the pressure here first, and then kind of like lock it in, and then almost like twist. That way, like I'm initiating, my knees can travel. Again, pulling yourself into the bench, knocking all of those into the movement and getting all the variables out of the situation is so important. I literally want you guys to literally strip the weight. I'm like glowing. Literally strip the weight, focus on your movement, the motor movements, the patterns, the technique. I'm telling you, like, get rid of the weight. I mean, learn from me, get rid of the weight will follow, because 135 is always weighs 135. How you make it move and how efficient and technical and sound the movement is, it's all like how in hone and how finessed you are with the execution of the movement. Same concept with anything, with like add it to any, I mean, it's really for guys, a lot of it lacks down to glute mobility. That's why even some of the leg accessories I do, Bulgarians, lunges, this, that, it's very like honed into like not super heavy weight. I mean, cause like if you want one like super hack, follow some of the girls on Instagram. Like I'm talking about girls that know what they're doing. I'm not talking about fit chicks. Follow some girls on Instagram that have like amazing legs, amazing glutes, not for that fact, but just like look at how they move, look at what they're doing. It's often like 20 pounds or like they're hip thrusting like 1,000 pounds, but like they're doing it efficiently. And then you see like girls who are like quarter squatting and they look like nothing. So like look at like if showing is believing, that's what defines the truth in bodybuilding. On gear or not, you still gotta work hard. So like when you look at that stuff, again, take it with a grain of salt if you're following like not natural athletes in terms of like weights and rates of like energy and stuff like that, because obviously like if they're enhanced, you're not gonna be able to keep up, etc., etc. But in terms of like giving advice and stuff like that, that's pretty universal. You want to make sure you're moving correctly. Don't focus on the weight. Don't ever focus on the weight. And I mean, like I said, like get a coach, do all this stuff correctly. Don't, if you don't trust yourself with it, hire a coach. Like learn all that stuff. If you can learn it firsthand, awesome. A lot of people can. If you can't, get the guidance. I'm telling you, you will like it, because part of the gym and the motivation and all that stuff is you're going day to day, right? And then after you're done with the newbie gains, you're like, fuck, I'm losing motivation. That's why we lose motivation, because we're not doing it correctly. We're not doing sound. We're not like you're doing the 3x8s and the bullshit in it. Not that 3x8s are bullshit, but like you can't do 3x8 for like 9 years running and like everything's gonna be the same. You gotta learn how to be. That's where the science comes into it, right? So like you can only do, you know, the grunt work and I'm doing all this work like with no knowledge for so long, and it'll only reap so far. So you got to get smart eventually with it, otherwise you're just gonna waste time. So, and now we're doing RDL. So I decided to do it in the Smith machine because of the fact that the way this Smith machine is set up, it's not on a straight plane. It's like almost falling back, allowing me to adapt more to the movement in terms of like putting the weight onto my heels and driving through my glutes and stuff like that. Same concept. If you have a Smith machine, utilize it, learn it to your movement. Again, the weight is all the same, the gym is all the same, the equipment's all the same. Like there's no disadvantage if you're in this area, like this area meaning America. There's no disadvantage to any one person. It's a level playing field. This is the most fair place in society right now, and like how people carry themselves, how they put themselves forward, how they treat, you know, gym etiquette, both, you know, like in correspondence to like having respect for the facility and respect for the workout, tells me everything I need to know about an individual. So little life hack. Oh, I gotta crank this. So this is this vlog that you guys are watching right now. So I'm closing it out here. It's not going to be too long of a clip because this was a little bit of a longer segment. So the workout is going to be linked into the description below. I didn't label it as I was doing it, but I mean, if you want to count the reps as I was doing it, you're totally more than welcome to. But the approach was to give you guys my leg day routine running forward. The only thing that would change is the squat and the variations and the reps and weight scheme, etc., etc. So that is take it with a grain of salt if and when you're going to run this program or like this leg day routine. Like I said, the rest of it is pretty straightforward in terms of like RPEs and stuff like that. If you guys know, just to break it down really simple, RPE 8, 7, 8, 9 just means like whatever 7, 8, 9 means. So if it's 7, realistically you want 3 solid reps left in the tank. 8 means 2, 9 means 1, 10 means absolute failure. And you got to take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, I'm training super with intent and as much efficiency as possible. I don't think everybody's on the same regimen I'm on in terms of like eating because of the frenzy that I'm on. We just had freaking chicken lo mein with the family, but this kind of sucks because I wanted this to go up for you guys either like tonight or which is Sunday night, because I wanted to get another video out Tuesday before our launch on March 8th with Raw Nutrition, kind of do like a promotional video, but our freaking Wi-Fi went out. So what I think I'm gonna do is I could do 2 things. I could take the laptop to the gym because I still have to go to the gym tonight, but I don't really like want to do that. I will if I have to, or 2, throw a hotspot on my phone and kind of just upload it, because once it's on YouTube, like off the laptop, like export and stuff like that, that'll take time. But once it's on YouTube, then like my phone can like run it. So it's like, or like now it's like on the internet, so the internet speed and stuff like that could run it, and then it'll run at the gym and stuff like that. So I don't mind uploading super late, because even my last video, I threw it up at 1 o'clock in the morning and you fuckers watched it. So that's awesome. I don't think it's gonna be the case today because a lot of you guys work tomorrow, which is just fine. I mean, you'll have it for tomorrow as well, because I know a lot of people hit legs on a Monday. So just to keep it short and sweet, I'm trying to think, did I forget anything? Nope. Let me just think really quick. I don't think I forgot anything, but yeah, I mean, that's always the coaching and everything is linked in the bio. And be sure to, yeah, the essential pre, it's like really like, we're really sleeping on that, but it's exciting. It's fun. A lot of exciting news coming in the next couple of weeks and stuff like that. So be sure to smash the thumbs up button and subscribe and turn those notifications on. That the way you guys, and a lot of you guys have them on them. I'm like super amped about that. I'm super excited. So as always, we will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.